Hello again. Another short video. We're now looking just under 4 weeks since the operation to fuse my ankle. At 2 weeks I had the temporary cast removed, had the stitches, there's only a couple, but the stitches taken out. There was no real swelling, to be honest, which is quite good. There's some bruising on my heel and around my ankle on my leg, but nothing too dramatic. All looked quite good. There was the cast, the temporary cast was starting to rub a little bit in a few places, so I was quite relieved to see the back of that one really. So all went quite smooth, no problems getting it off or anything, so went all well and good. One of the things I did notice, that why in the cast, or when in the cast, the angle of my foot looked sort of more toes down than I expected. Obviously one of the key things with the ankle fusion is getting the ankle set at the correct angle for walking and doing things once it's healed. So I was a bit worried, and not panicking, but I was a little bit worried about it. It just didn't look right to me. It looked like my toes, my ankle was too far like this. But once I had the cast removed, the doctor soon showed me that it was not a problem, and you can actually see that when you stand on it, it looks like it's like this, but it's more like this, and when you actually stand and put weight on it, the foot comes up to the correct position. So I was a little bit panicky there before going in, but actually nothing to worry about at all, completely normal. And the angle and everything now, and the position looks very good. So I'm hoping it's gone. The operation went well. When I came to obviously then go into a more permanent type cast for the rest of the healing process, I was offered either a cast, like a permanent proper cast, or a boot. The boots are typically used when people start to walk and have some sort of light duties which they can do, which you can't do in a cast. So they're normally used for small injuries, or if you're a long way up the road and starting to put some weight and things on it again, you'd have a boot. And also you can take the boot off at home for sleeping in, etc. Now they basically said the technology of these boots has come on so well that you can now wear them like a cast, and they'll do the job as a cast. So I was sort of talked into taking one of these boots instead of a cast. I'm not wearing it at the moment, which I should be, but it's quite a, you can see it's a bit of a big contraption. It also has a plate on the front here which clips on. So there's lots of Velcro straps and different things to get it held in place. It's not too bad to put on at all actually, but basically in essence you got the hard shell of the boot, you got some grips and things under it. Obviously I'm not allowed to put my foot down yet, but as soon as I am, you've got the grip and everything, and there's a slight roll on here so you can start to walk and put some weight on it again. But basically there's quite a well padded inner section. So you can see your leg sits in here. So you put your leg in, wrap these around. These have got Velcro straps, so you just wrap these around. Velcro holds it all in place. Put the, and get hold of it, cover on the front, strap it in, and then like a pair of Reebok pumps or whatever they were, you have a small valve which you just close off, and then you simply pump up the boot, and this actually fills a bladder, or a couple of bladders in the boot, which then basically fill up and support your ankle. So that's basically what it is, how it works. Like I say, I was told to wear it like a cast, so basically not take it off. So you have to take them off to even be able to get dressed. So I did ring them back the next day and said, look, you can't, these things are massive, you can't get any clothes over at all. So, but when I spoke to them, they said basically, yeah, if you're just very careful, you can take it off just for getting dressed, etc. Yeah, it's okay. Sometimes I wish I had a cast, but this is not end of the world, these things. Like I say, you can get it off so you can wear pretty much what clothes you want, as long as you're very careful getting them over your ankle. You don't want clothes, obviously trousers, which are so tight that you have to pull them, force them around your ankle, because that could cause problems. But also I do take it off and have a bath. First of all, I just used to put it in a bin bag actually, and like put my leg up on the side of the bath. But now I just take it off and I'm very careful with it, and it's obviously nice to be able to have a proper bath. But also I wear it all night, so it's on most of the time, and you wear it to sleep with, which is not too bad, but it's obviously quite a bit of a beast to have in bed. One of the main things with this, and it's a shame really you can't have two, is the fact that it's trying to keep it clean. It's not too bad because I'm not really doing anything outside, but the weather is pretty bad. You can wipe it down, etc., and you can clean the inside, but it's the fact that because you have to sleep, you've got it in bed with you. You know, it's the sort of thing that if you're outside getting it a little bit muddy or whatever, it would be quite annoying as you then try and clean it up best you can to sleep in it. So yeah, it's okay, but it's I suppose, you know, getting over any operation like this is not going to be the most convenient process. So anyway, so that's the boot. Pain wise, yeah, been very good actually. As long as I keep it up in the air, I can have it sort of down for longer periods now, which is good. But any problem at all, just get it elevated, and seems to be quite good. I have noticed a couple of times at night, it's woke me up in the night, but it's quite painful, which is strange because I'd get very little stroke, no pain throughout the day, but sometimes it hurts at night. A couple of times, or one time, I did think I didn't pump the boot up as much as I probably should, so I think my foot had a little bit of movement in the boot, and when I was rolling over and things in the night, I think this caused probably the pain. So I just make sure now that it's secure before I go to sleep. You still have to take the injection, so I'm still taking the injection once a day to prevent blood clotting. I don't bother with stocking or anything so much now. I don't think it does that much. The physio said that it's not really at this stage. You know, as long as you're taking the injection, then you shouldn't, and being a bit more active, it shouldn't be a problem. So that's all. That seems to be fine. Just under 3 weeks following the operation, I went back to work. A lot of my work is desk type work, so there's no real problem with being able to do it. For the first few days, you feel quite tired at the end of the day because it's quite a shock going back and with everything else, so a little bit tiring, but it's okay, and it's actually nice to get back and start doing something and for the time to be passing again. Again, first of all, I make sure that my foot's up in the air as and when possible. I would put it on a box, or sometimes I'll pull my laptop off the desk onto my lap and just put my leg up on the desk, so there's always a solution to that, to get anywhere around that, so that sort of worked fine. Work was very kind in arranging me a vehicle which I can drive, an automatic vehicle, so I've also been driving, which is good, so I can get out and about, which is very nice. And the driving it's no problem at all once you're in the vehicle. You sort of have to adapt how you get in and out because of the sheer size of the boot, thinking that this has to go down into the pedal well of the car. So as long as you can get that in and find out you soon find out the best way of getting in and out of the vehicle. And yeah, once you're in there, no problem at all. I don't think it'd be very good to be driving for too long, because with your foot down there, so it's a good idea just to, you know, short journeys, but you don't want to be driving to Scotland or anywhere else. I think you would know about it. Challenges, I suppose, of just in general is the walking on the crutches is fine, but it's quite tiring if you go a long distance or reasonable distance, and also just doing jobs. Everything takes a lot longer than you would like it to. Just carrying things up and down the stairs takes ages, or, you know, carrying cups of tea without spilling them, or you just have to adapt again. I seem to eat and drink most of my meals now at the worktop in the kitchen, just because I'm there. And if I start trying to move them around to the dining area, I can guarantee I'm going to throw most of it on the floor. So it's much easier just to stay in the kitchen. But yeah, you can do everything. It's just, you just have to give yourself lots of time. My children have been very helpful when they've been over, doing jobs for me, making cups of tea, moving things around, tidying, hoovering. My girlfriend is obviously very helpful when she's looking after me. My parents have also been helpful, so it's good that people come and help out and just carry out them things what you can't do when you're own. So so before I sort of sign off again, I shall just give you a little bit of a view of the ankle, and because it's not in its boot, which it should be, but I've just got it out to basically just so you can see. Okay, so yeah, you can see it's not actually swollen. It was always like that from the initial operation. So it's always a bit like that. Obviously your leg, just your muscles and things just disappear. Well, that's just to be expected. So we've got a very small incision here, another one here, excuse my camera work, and I think we've got another 2 here. So these are the only ones with proper stitches in. I think these are just glued. So there's a couple of stitches in there, came out no problem at all. There's some bruising and things down there still, but nothing really significant. I thought it's probably best to take it off a bit. So if I can hold it, if I hold my heel on, for you can see it's actually and to the sides, and I'm not really forcing it at all at the moment because obviously I'm a bit worried about hurting it, but it's quite surprising how much movement there is there. And the doctor's saying at the time, you know, this movement here makes driving cars, pressing pedals, you know, walking and things all possible, all easier than you thought it would be. So yeah, so far I'm relatively surprised and pleased with that. So there we go, that's basically 4 weeks post-op. So hopefully, I think in about another 2 weeks maybe, we'll be back to see the doctor, and I'll assume we'll get an x-ray on it to see how the healing's going. We didn't have an x-ray at the 2-week one, but the next one we should have an x-ray, and then from that we will then start working on what sort of physio arrangements and things we need to do. So until then, or until something else exciting happens, yeah, we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.